Guys, I'm your host, Mark. You guys know me best from Mark's Hot Seat. Today, I have the privilege of bringing to you Obi Swank. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. It's Obi Swank.
Obi Swank.
Yes,
Okay,
Obi
okay.
Swank.
So Obi, uh, where did you get the name Obi?
Yes. So Obi stands for original badass. When I originally was thinking about what did I want my artist name to be, I thought I really knew I wanted two letters to start off. I feel
Uh-huh.
like that's very culturistic to a culturistic feature to have as an artist and someone who represents culture
Right.
and who really does not want to assimilate for mainstream culture. I
Okay.
feel like having those two initials were was important.
Okay. And so, where does Poster Playboy come from? Like, what is Poster Playboy to people?
Yes, so poster Playboy comes from a concept when I'm thinking about what does my life look like in my upper 20s. I'm chasing desire,
Hmm.
and quite frankly, when I think of like what does it mean to be a poster Playboy, I think someone who is a poster Playboy is someone who knows what they want and they go after it and they get it at all costs necessary. So whether that's chasing your dreams or getting to your weight loss goals or achieving a certain career status, when you are at the pinnacle of your career of a certain era,
Right.
that is your poster playboy moment.
Okay. And I've noticed that you blended, or you do blend hip hop,
Hmm.
alternative, and what is it, pop, together. Why do you do
Hmm.
that?
Yes. So I feel like originally when creating my sound, like when first coming on the scene as an artist, I feel like being a hip hop artist was like really cool.
Hmm.
I felt like I was kind of categorizing myself or like kind of niching myself into like one audience niche group. And there's this cool music conference I go to here in Charlotte called Confluence, and we were talking about the concept of developing super fans.
Hmm.
And when I'm thinking about how do I want to expand my fan base in this next era of my life, I don't want to like kind of be niched into an artist because of who I look like or what I may appear as.
Right.
So I decided to make a rock and roll song, quit it, and it got like over 20,000 streams on YouTube
Okay.
and across all platforms, over 50K. And I was talking to a music agent of mine, and she was like, you really should go up on this rock and roll. And I was like, I could do rock and roll, but like, I feel like in the generation that we're in,
Hmm.
and being definitely inspired by Beyonce, and when making rock and roll in today's generation, I don't want it to sound like what it did yesterday,
Right.
and I want the youth of tomorrow to be able to listen to it and engage with it
Hmm.
and be able to um, like relate to it,
Right.
to help them conquer their dreams and their lifestyle in their
Okay.
lives in their lifetimes as well.
Okay. So what can music listeners expect from Poster Playboy?
Yes, they can definitely expect to be taken on a journey.
Hmm.
And starting off poster Playboy, you're walking down the avenue with your friends, and you're enjoying life as in college,
Hmm.
and you know how it's like your freshman year, you get your first group of friends, and y'all are doing all the things together from going to the caf, making sure you're going to you're always in each other's dorms, and you're going to the parties together, and then you go through the wild lifestyle your first semester of college, which is
Hmm.
love, dating, attraction, and relationships, the summer nights, before we go into fall and the classic college parties, and then you get into your heartbreak moment, or like you really want to reflect on who you are, or what did you come to college for, like who am I really trying to be, and that's
So Poster Playboy has been around since your college years.
yes.
Okay. And so I mean, how was that, in college? Like, how did people,
Hmm.
take to you? Was it like some type of fame a little bit? Like, what
Hmm.
was that going up in college?
Hmm. Well, college was like developing my own brand as to like what did it look like for me to be a student leader at my institution,
Hmm.
and like how do I distinguish myself from the usual person that's a student leader on campus that's just acquiring scholarships and getting the best of the both worlds of what it comes
Right.
with being a student leader.
Hmm.
I really wanted to impact my peers,
Right.
so um, like being the poster boy. is where where his poster playboy comes from originally, is being the poster boy.
Hmm.
Because being a poster boy, it's about you have to maintain societal standards. You have to be the pinnacle of what it means to be like of someone from the society, and people in your community aspire to be like you at the pinnacle of their lives. So that's like the basis of poster playboy comes from being a poster boy. Now, being a poster boy is just simply not fun.
I can tell.
Yes, it's not fun. And I think people expect poster boys to like always be this innocent image, but it's to be quite frank, in the generation that we're growing up, and especially
Hmm.
being a single man, and in my 20s, there is an aspect of playing in my poster boy, in my poster boy personality.
Hmm. So, what would you say is the most misunderstood, uh, view of poster playboy? Like, what's
Mm.
most misunderstood?
I think most misunderstood is when people hear Playboy, they're automatically thinking like, "Oh, this is like it's gonna be sexy, like it's gonna be good." But it's like when you really think about who are true Playboys. True Playboys are those dudes who are like they're relaxed, green flags.
Hmm.
They're ready to take on being in a relationship, or like being with someone, and they wanted to conquer their own lives as well as motivate someone
Right.
to conquer their dreams as well.
I mean, you're right. I mean, because when I first heard of poster playboy, I went looking at your social media.
Mm,
I was expecting to see something, different than
mm,
what I found. So, I guess
mm,
that would be a most misunderstood. So,
mm.
okay, it's definitely a catch.
Yeah,
Catch too.
Catch 22.
Right. So now you mentioned that you are a single man. How long you been
Mm.
single?
I've been single now since like 2021.
Mm.
Yeah, since 2021. Of course, I've had like little flings here and
Uh-huh.
there, and like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I love this, and I like where we're at, but nothing really, as serious as once I ended what I had going on in 2021.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So since 2021.
Mm. Yep.
So you just been playing around since then. Huh?
I would say necessarily.
I mean, because you're not a bad looking guy.
Mhm,
Looking at you, your
mhm,
physique, you
mhm.
handsome, you know.
Yeah, I think I definitely have my fun
Hmm.
when I'm looking for it. I have like a roster.
You had a roster.
Yeah, I have like a little roster of like people that I have history with, and that I
Hmm.
would like to see around. And because I'm not like a someone who believes in like immediately getting into something
Uh-huh.
and like, oh, this is what it's going to be, I'm going to be with you forever. Like
Right.
I got to see like how do we like get through things, like what happens if I'm accidentally late to a date, or like what happens if I can't help you meet a favor that you want in my like that you need help
Hmm.
with in your life, you know.
So what is a okay, what kind of, and I'm sorry to even suggest, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you gay or straight,
Mm-hmm.
bisexual?
Mm-hmm. I am I am like I don't really do labels.
Hmm.
If I'm fucking with you, I'm fucking with you.
Okay.
And that's just like how I like to keep it.
Okay. So it's pretty much whatever
Mm-hmm.
comes your way,
Mm-hmm.
you're cool with that.
Yeah, we're like let's see where the waters go.
Okay. So if it was with a guy, like
Mm-hmm.
what are your interests? Like what do you look for?
I guess at first I'm looking for chillness.
Hmm.
I'm looking for like not overt characteristics.
Hmm.
Because I'm someone myself who's not overt.
Right.
So I'm looking at like, can I bring you around my homeboys? Like, can I like take you to the block? Like, can we go out and people like, oh, like these are just two guys, and like the girls are like flocking to us type shit.
And so, would you say that you are comfortable with your sexuality?
Yes, I'm very comfortable with my
And
sexuality.
open?
Yes, to who needs to know.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. Okay. All right. And do you see yourself getting married sometime in the future?
We'll see about that. I test it out here and there. I think I might be a bachelor till I'm 60.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. We don't know. I don't know.
To 60, huh?
Yes. Like I'm going into I'm going to this phase of my life where I am looking to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've definitely have had my my fun
Yeah.
and playing. Um, in my late 20s, and like then going to my early 30s, like I do like I'm looking for stability.
Right.
Not rushing to get into anything too serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like starting off, but just like having like anticipating like this is the person who I know I can come to and I can talk about my life issues with or like my challenges, and like we can grow together and we go to fundraisers and like we go to like events, and
Mm-hmm.
the pictures are taken and people are like, oh, this
Okay.
is what we've been looking for, and a epitome of love for society.
Okay. So let's go back to your college years. So, what was it like being a student graduate at Duke University?
hmm I'm going to Duke right now for grad school.
Okay.
I think originally, like going to Duke now and having an HBCU experience
Mm-hmm.
in undergrad, it's definitely completely two different experiences.
Yeah.
Like not an aspect of like culture, college life. Like
Right.
Duke students party. My first time getting blacked out drunk in undergrad was at Duke University. Is my alphaversary, my first alphaversary, and my sensei threw us a frat party at
Mm-hmm.
Duke's campus, and immediately we got in. It was like 7 shots because Alpha has 7 founders.
Right.
So,
Okay. Um,
so
so I mean,
uh, mm,
do you think people love your personality? Like what type of personality would you say that you have, and do you think
mm.
people gravitate towards it?
I think the personality that I have right now is a personality that kind of like I think it hits you like last minute.
Uh-huh.
Like as far as like, oh, like this dude is actually chill. I think that when people see me first off, they expect me to like be like this high maintenance dude who
Mm-hmm.
like you know who has these strict guidelines about like when to contact me and when not to contact me. But I'm not the kind of person to like have strict, like I'm very understanding because I'm a very busy person myself,
Right.
and things pop up all the time from like business people needing me here, or like something groundbreaking just happened in politics and I need to be on the scene immediately to do interviews. And like we could have a date and things change. So I think people like that. My personality is I'm just a chill real nigga.
Okay. You mentioned politics. How do you get involved with politics? Like what do you do?
Yeah, so getting involved with politics is right now I'm mostly involved in politics through the electoral side
Mm-hmm.
and through the advocacy side.
Okay.
Um, Getting involved on the electoral side of things look a lot different than what it does getting involved on the advocacy side of things. On the electoral side of things, you're talking about who needs to get in office in
Right.
order to make the decisions that most of the time people on your advocacy
Mm-hmm.
agenda needs to make happen, and you'll find like people who are on the electoral side of things generally aligned with people on the advocacy side of things on
Right.
some form of the spectrum. Um, so on the electoral side of things, I manage campaigns, I consult politicians, I help society get things done that they didn't think that they can get done
Right.
in their lifetimes. And on the advocacy side of things, I do what I need to do in order to um, make sure that stakeholders, every stakeholder that's involved in the making of policy,
Yeah.
knows what is the decision that we need to make in order to make the biggest impact for society and where we're at right now.
Okay. So you seem to be a very busy and active person. So how do you juggle working with politicians, politics, your day-to-day work,
Mm-hmm.
all of your social media? Like how do
Mm-hmm.
you how do you balance all of that?
Yeah, I'm like, this kind of sound like a job interview, but
Yeah, listen,
yeah.
listen.
But I think generally, like I have like a daily planner,
Hmm.
and then I have a monthly planner,
Hmm.
and then I have a like a on my wall monthly calendar that I keep, and then I have my digital calendar. So everything starts off on my in my written planning, like in my written planning character, in my
Mm-hmm.
written planner, my written, the one that has the month by month, the week by week,
Mm-hmm.
and the year thing. So everything that's written down is like automatically engraven into my brain. So then I transfer it over into my digital calendar. That just takes some time. It only takes like 30 minutes to an hour, like one day a week. I normally do it on Sundays. I transfer it and I do it week by week. Transfer it over to my digital calendar, and that gives me notifications of when I have one-on-ones, business one-on-ones with certain people. When I have community events coming up that I need to be at, or interviews that I need to go to, like
Mm-hmm.
this one. And when I have performances coming up, and all that. That so it's a very, and it goes onto my wall calendar. I'll write
Right.
it down on Sundays.
Okay. So, I mean, because, it was tough getting you here. I
Yeah.
mean, because our back and forth, the communication was, was a little off.
Hmm.
So for you to say that you have all of these calendars and devices
Yes.
that helps you,
Yes.
again,
Yes. It's
things
there's
still
still
fall through the
definitely.
cracks.
So I'm in my at Duke. I'm in my capstone research. So right now I'm just like, I am just totally bummed out
Hmm.
as far as like being super disciplined on my planning
Yeah.
when it comes, because like right today as we speak, my first draft is due for my capstone research project. So
Mm.
once I leave from here, I'll be going there to get that done.
Okay. Well, listen, let's get back into some of your about you, like a little bit
Mm,
more in depth, right? So give somebody some more personal background about you. So
mm,
what attracts you to people or to
mm.
an individual?
Um, I think it's probably dominance.
Hmm.
Like I'm a dominant person. I don't know. Maybe I feel like there's a conversation to be had. Like, do doms attract doms? Like possibly. In my case, it happens that way. Um, so I'm looking for like, how do you handle yourself? Like, can you stand on your own? Like, do I have to be there with you through
Yeah,
everything that you go through?
yeah.
Um, but I'm mostly looking for dominance.
Okay. Given that you seem to be a very structured individual, do they have to be structured? Do you think
Hmm.
do you think someone can handle, and I'm pretty sure someone can, but have you ran into that situation where the way that you are and the way you are structured, the way that you have these devices, these things that helps you with your planning, does it ever affect you getting to know someone?
I think I'm not looking for someone who has as much structure as me.
Hmm.
Like I talk about in my head all the time, like
You taught yourself.
as far as like weighing things out. Like I have a code of ethics.
Okay.
Do I weigh things out with, and
Okay.
things like that. Like, am I maintaining my accountability in this position, or things like that. Um, I just think like in the large grand scheme of things, I'm not sure if that like really kind of matters.
Okay.
So,
Again, to each their own.
mm.
Do you think people fall in love with personalities, to personalities?
Yeah, it's I think that's the classic love is blind question.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like I've definitely have tried to fall in blind love before, just to like to test it out.
Really?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
But it's like when you reach up against the things, like once y'all start hanging out,
Hmm.
it's like, oh, I'm not really like, kind of fucking with how this person acts like in this situation. Like for
Right.
me, like a huge red flag is like if you get super upset driving on the road. Like that like irks me, bro. So
I
like
mean, listen. Shit. I mean, I barely even like to be behind the wheel with anybody else driving. Period. So for you
mm,
to get upset and be
mm.
driving me, and you upset, listen, pull this bad boy over. Just
You
stop it
feel
for a
me?
second.
I'll drive if you need me to.
Pull it over.
You feel-
Okay. So dating someone,
Mm,
right? You going on your first date. What does that look like? What does a first date look like with Obi Swank?
mm. It really could look like anything because I don't try to do like the whole generic everybody gets this first date
Hmm.
situation. Because if I'm really genuinely like attracted to you and I want to date you, I'm gonna like want to do something with you that helps me to understand who you are more
Hmm.
and what you like to do and how to make you laugh. So and like that's every person differs on like on that range of things.
Yeah.
So typically, it looks like me asking you, "What do you like to do for fun?" and me comparing it to like what I like to do for fun, and finding that comfortable median
Uh-huh.
for both of us, and subtly suggesting like, "Hey, we should do this and hang out soon, so I can see your face."
Okay. So, like, again, given your viewers, people who follow you, a little bit more, background in your love life.
Mm,
What does
mm,
what does red flags like? If you've been on a date,
mm,
what are some red flags that you have seen,
mm,
and you was just like at the end of this date that you was not
mm.
going to pursue this?
Yeah, I think like no genuine interest to have like an actual conversation about like
Mm.
understanding who I am or like me understanding who you are and what you do and like what are your like what type of contributions are you making to society.
Yeah.
Um Generally if I end the day and like I just feel like this person just probably wanted to come back to my house with me and have sex, I'm just like gonna most likely cut it off. Depends on what
But
they
what if
look
they? But,
like.
but what if they did? I mean,
Hmm.
they did want to come back and have sex, right?
Hmm. It's like I said, it depends
Uh,
on like um, I've casted a wide net,
mm,
in my lifetime. So I think I've had quite the experiences to where like now I'm at the point in my life where it's like I'm good on that.
right.
So it's like
So you brought it up, so I'm a
mm,
dig, right? I'm a
mm,
dig into it.
mm,
Going back home having sex, right?
mm,
You say that
mm,
you pretty much go with the flow when it comes down to whether you're gay, straight, or bisexual, whatever, right? So
mm,
you pretty much go with whatever, right? Whatever
mm,
comes to you, you are open to it.
mm,
Now, you going back home with somebody, what roles are you playing? So if
mm,
you with a guy,
mm.
right? What role?
Well, I don't necessarily do gender roles,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't necessarily like I don't think like if for people who are out there listening, like you're going to expect for me to play like a strict role
Mm-hmm.
in the bedroom because that's
Well,
just not the.
what's your position then? Let me ask that question.
Uh,
Just more to get more direct.
I'm versatile.
You versatile.
Yeah,
You full versatile.
full
But
versatile.
what if you meet someone that was either a strict top or a strict bottom?
It's probably not going to work out.
It's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Okay. So they need to be averse.
And I think in probably 97% of the cases in what I'm learning now in my more adult life,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to also probably most likely need to have some aspect of versatility
Mm-hmm.
in the bedroom.
Can you see yourself? Um, let's say that they were, let's say they were 90,
Mm,
90%
mm,
dominantly the top or
mm,
90% bottom,
mm,
and then they were like, they'll give you that 10%
mm,
to do whatever it is that you like. So whether
mm,
that was you topping or you bottoming,
mm,
can you see that working? Almost like if you think
mm,
about it, it was almost like a treat,
mm.
you know,
Almost like a street.
almost like a treat. So if
I
you were so
can.
if so if you ended up with a straight top and
Mm,
they needed you to be the bottom, right?
yeah,
Could you be the bottom but get a treat to top them every now and then?
definitely.
Okay, so that can
Yeah,
work.
yeah, that can work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to good to know. Good to
Word.
know.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Oh
vice
yeah.
versa. And vice
Like.
versa. So
Mm,
if they were a bottom and they need
mm,
you to top, you can give that little 10% every now and then.
Yeah, you feel me?
Okay.
It's not like I'm not like, I have a busy schedule, so I
Uh-huh.
don't think like I'm the type of person to be having sex every day. Um, but like when it happens wherever we end up based upon how things fall upon in the cloud, and like, we both are satisfied at the end of the day,
Uh-huh.
is where it's going to end at.
Right. Okay. Okay. Um, so what do you have you gone through a heartbreak before?
Yeah,
That was
2021. That's probably I want to say like 20.
2021.
Yeah, 20.
Was that your last was but that was around the time of your last relationship, right?
Yeah, that was around the time of as my last relationship. We're gonna have to give like 5 more minutes to
Mm-hmm.
wrap this up. Yeah, my last heartbreak was 2021, and I always judged like was 2019 versus 2020. Was it 2019? Not 2019. 2015 versus 2021, which was the hardest breakup. 2015 was like only a year.
Mm-hmm.
2021 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 years. Um, so that kind of like hit me like a rock, and it like got like super violent
Yeah.
out of nowhere. Like we were like,
Wow.
very great coasting, like, pinnacle
Yeah.
status. And then like after like that, like kind of like went for nothing.
Wow.
The relationship got violent.
Wow. Uh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it happens. It's life.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Learn a lot about what I
Yeah.
like and what to look for and what not to accept.
Yeah. Well, don't let the next person, I guess, suffer from that bad experience. So, um, listen, guys, it has been a pleasure to host you guys here today. Again, we have Obi Swank, also known as Poster Playboy. We will be bringing him back in a later date because we want to definitely dig back into a little bit more of his background, his life history, his story, and hopefully when he comes back, he'll give us some more update on what his future looks like with Poster Playboy.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
guys, and again, it's been a pleasure to host you guys. Again, I am Mark from Mark's Hot Seat on TikTok. You guys have a good day.
I really appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.